Congrats on Final Five, boys.
Congrats.
I always knew it'd be us. I always had a feeling.
Let me just explain what went down last round. I knew they were going to split the votes on me and Keenan. I knew me and Keenan had no power with our 2 votes because then in a revote we just go home. Luckily enough, I found an idol, which is fucking crazy. And so I was trying to think of the ways I could use that. So obviously if I want immunity, then I idle Keenan and then we just pick whoever we want and then they go home. That's option 1. But unfortunately I didn't know who won immunity, so I needed to think of something different. So basically what I did is I thought, okay, who can I get to flip? Who can I get to vote me? And then vote and then do something with that. So I was like, okay, like Dylan's the person I think I can manipulate the most because I feel like we have a really good relationship. It sucks to do that to someone, but at the end of the day, it's one of my strong suits and it's why I'm out here.
Knight was talking to me about flipping it and voting with them, and I took the bait, but they voted different direction and voted for Stevie instead. I didn't vote for anyone on my team. I voted for Knight just in the case that his idol was fake, to get him out. But basically now it's just allowed for distrust in amongst my group because Luke knows that I put his name out there even though I didn't write his name down and vote him out. My intention wasn't to get rid of Luke.
I'm like, look, like here's your game in a nutshell. I'm like, it's the 4 of you and you're all making the same moves and you're getting no credit for a lot of moves right now. And I was like, you have to make a move at some point. And I'm like, here's how you don't get blood on your hands, is you vote me instead of doing like, instead of voting Keenan, so that's a 3-1, and then it's a 1-2 for whoever your target's gone. And if that's Luke, then that's your move. And I was like, that way you don't get blood on your hands and you just be like, fuck, I forgot. Obviously I was like guiding him in coming to these realizations, you know, like I need to say whatever I can say in that moment. Don't kill me.
I'm not going to kill you. Good gameplay on your part.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So in philosophy, there's something called Occam's razor, which the most simple answer is usually true. Was Dylan trying to flip on us and do something, or did he just make a mistake and vote for Knight? Like, what's the more likely scenario?
Essentially, he was like, yeah, okay, let's do Luke. And I was like, okay, great. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, well, Dylan and Stevie are like this. Stevie's a bigger threat than Luke. I want Luke at the end, personally. And so I'm like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually get me and Keenan to vote for Stevie. And then, so manipulate this whole situation, which I did, and I idled correctly, and it was a 2-3-1. However, Stevie won immunity, which means he didn't go home. So Keenan went home instead, obviously, which isn't great for my game, but when I come back to camp, it's 2 groups of 2, and then me in the middle. It's Stevie and Dylan, and they're both like pissed because that happened to them, and Dylan's an emotional player, and Stevie's an emotional player.
So Dylan was the other person who was supposed to vote Keenan, so I know it was Dylan that flipped his vote, and he basically was trying to do something shady because he might have known that Knight's idol was real or whatever, and so he was allowing them, Keenan and Jordan, to take someone out, either that or he wanted to take Knight out early, but he didn't talk to me about it or anything, so it's not really a very good final 2 ally.
And then I have my 2 logical players over here, Tyler and Luke, and I go to them right away and I'm like, yeah, so like he did that, he flipped, I manipulated him. And I was like, we have to take a shot at Dylan, because like Tyler, other than me and you, like he's the other biggest threat in this game. And he's like, I 100% agree, and I definitely believe that that's what they're gonna do.
For some reason, I can't get a group together that goes all the way to the end without screwing each other over. We saw it earlier with Kevin, he made a dumb move. This was even dumber. This was so stupid. I am not happy with Dylan right now, and he can sense it. He can sense on my vibe. I'm not vibing with him. And he's pissed, but you know, such a smart move on Knight's part to like set this whole thing up.
And right now, basically behind me is just a bunch of chaos. These 2 groups are just pissed at each other. So I say one of us wins immunity. Which one do we want to do?
Dylan, 100%.
Dylan,
We're not even, like, yeah.
Okay. Which is great, because somehow it was a 4-2, and I come back from this tribal, having my closest ally come home and having them be pissed at each other. So what they wanted accomplished happened, and somehow I come out of it even better.
Stevie, I need the necklace, immunity necklace back.
You have to take it off me, Jara.
You're making me do more work. Immunity is back up for grabs. This challenge is called Stepping Stones. Here's how this challenge will work. We'll start out on one end of the field. You'll have two poster boards, giant poster boards. You must use those poster boards to get from one side of the field to the other end, where the orange rope is, using only the poster boards as stepping stones. And if you fall off or if you touch the grass, you must go back to the starting line. Now, once you reach the end of the field where the rope is, there are items scattered across. These items represent past challenges. You must pick one item and bring it back using, once again, the poster boards as stepping stones to your station. There are 10 items you must grab. Once you've grabbed all 10 items, you have to keep going back and forth, one by one, grabbing one item each time. Once you've grabbed all 10 items, you must order the 10 items, 1 to 10, according to their first appearance in a challenge this season. All right, I'm going to give you one clue as to one of the items you must find. It's the blindfolds from Night Zero. All right, this is for immunity at the final 5. Survivors ready? Go! Alright, I'm going to be very strict. If you step on the grass, you have to start in the beginning.
Wait, if I touch it, the grass?
Yeah, if you touch the grass, touch the ground. Alright, Knight is so far, but you can go behind him. Alright. Knight grabs an item. Stevie grabs an item. Luke grabs an item. On Stevie, up to start. Don't break your back. Alright, so Dylan has all 10 items. Let's order them.
Does this count for alternative challenge? Because the 13 in the cup.
Incorrect.
That's not my thing.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Help me, Jesus.
Tech. Stevie! Community! Okay, well, Stevie, come over here. Congrats. Community is yours again.
Thank you.
Congrats, Stevie. Congrats, Final Five. And head back to camp. Travel Council will still be today.
I've been stewing on it, and I think the best move for me right now is to get rid of Knight. He's a great player. He's friends with the jury. He's the only player who has a successful hidden immunity idol play, and he's also the most likely to win the upcoming challenges. If this is a night challenge, there's a chance that we could be standing outside on a platform all night, and Jordan McKnight is not going to budge. So I'm thinking that we should just get rid of Knight. Like, let's do what Keenan
Obviously,
did do in
yeah.
the first place.
Obviously.
I want to see what you guys
I've
do.
tried for 2 seasons to get like a group together to the
We can
end,
do that.
and this is like my dream.
It
It's
makes
like my
the
goal.
most sense. He can easily just win the because it's a night challenge, right? I promise you said in direction. He will stand right.
So like you just stand there and do nothing?
Yeah, he'll stand there forever.
Yeah.
And then all he has to do is one more time, he wins the game.
This is his only hope.
Agreed.
So he has to go.
Like I know you get nervous like when you're trying to mess like we walk off and stuff like that. I don't even know that makes people nervous and stuff like that.
Because obviously, because he wants to talk too.
Yeah, exactly. But we just need to. It's like, there's no reason to worry about this.
Yeah, we're completely fine. We have this in the bag. We're gonna make Final Four, boys.
Come on, like guys, just please let it happen.
I agree.
Just please let it happen. It's a beautiful story.
it's
It's
such a
a
beautiful
great
story.
story. It's an underdog story. It's and it's like idiotic not to.
Yeah, because the
It
entire,
really is.
the
Like
entire jury is
even
on
if the story is
track.
shit, it'd be stupid. So like, yeah, they're all gonna vote.
Well, plan for this tribal is me to go home, and that sucks, and everyone told me I'm going home. And I feel so bad for myself because I thought I played a really good game, but it's over. Oh wait, it's not, because I don't give up in any situation ever. And I spent 30 minutes with Luke one-on-one and told him that if he doesn't make this move, he's getting no respect at the end. He's losing the game. And after 30 minutes of hard convincing, I finally got him to flip on Tyler. In terms of like who do I think wins,
Yeah.
Tyler's at the top, and then it's Dylan, Stevie.
And then me at the end.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like if you actually flip and make this move and make it your own move, then that's huge, of course. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to you. Like you can let me know, but I'm gonna vote Tyler, and I think I can get Dylan to vote Tyler. So then it's up to you if you want to, like at least have a shot to win, or just go to 4 as a goat and get taken and get 7-0'd by any 3 of them. And I also got Dylan to flip too, because Dylan was like, I'll vote if he does it. So I'm fairly confident you'll see a 3-2, because I asked them, I said, if you're voting for me, just tell me. It doesn't matter. I can't do anything. And they said at the beginning, yeah, we're voting for you, like, sorry, whatever. And then I sat there thinking about it, and I said, where's the weak link here? And I said, it's Luke, because he hasn't done anything in the game, and I'm going to let him know that. Think on it. I'll talk to Dylan right now.
Yeah, thanks for filling me in now. That's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And like you're right. I'm not gonna say you're wrong, because I know that I need to like step it up.
Yeah.
I really haven't done much.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I feel like, you know, I actually really like you and enjoy you, and you're fucking hilarious. But I think, like, socially you're really good, but you do need, like, a strategic
Strategically,
move.
I need
like,
something.
Yeah, 100%, or else, yeah, I think you're gonna get swept, and I know you don't want to get swept.
It's weird because like
You're gonna regret it so
last
much.
time I played, I was like very poor social game and like good strategic, and now I have like a very good social game and like bad
Right.
strategic.
After a little bit of strategizing, he's gonna flip. So Tyler and Stevie don't know. Stevie thinks it's gonna still be Tyler, so it's gonna be a 3-2. And then after that, we'll see what happens. But I should have gone home in this spot 95% of the time, and there's obviously a chance I still will. But if I pull this off, this will be the move of the season, I think, because to manipulate him like that was insane. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a really good travel.
bring in the members of our jury. Aiden, Andrew, Jenny, and Keenan voted out at the last tribal council. All right, so let's talk about that last tribal council where Keenan got voted off in a crazy vote. Dylan, what were your thoughts on Keenan being voted out?
Because if he had stayed, he would have had the idol and Final Five. Mean that more or less.
Stevie, how did it feel, winning immunity and winning immunity during a twist where it played like an idol?
It was imperative to my game because it turns out there is an attempt to get me out, which that hasn't happened since the first vote of the game. So the timing couldn't have come better. I was very pleased.
I know you had a bit of a reaction. How did you feel about Stevie winning immunity?
Yeah, obviously I constructed that plan to get Stevie out and had all the votes going where they were, and then unfortunately he won immunity, but fortunately for him because he's still in the game and I love him. But yeah, the move didn't work at the end of the day because of the twist, but I'm still happy with how I got it.
Tyler, what are your thoughts on Knights?
What are my thoughts on that? Honestly, I don't really think about them, so that's not really answer that question. No, Knight and I think have been very competitive since the beginning. I think we've challenged each other a lot throughout the whole season, and we've picked our battles, and for whatever reason we're still here in the final five, which I don't know how it happened. But I think outside this game, Knight and I would get along really well. I just think I'm just much better than him at the game. So I think that's what it comes down to.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. You're the best.
All right, Luke. Let's talk about when you guys got back to camp after Stevie won the final 5 immunity challenge. What happened? Was there much scrambling? Was there much strategic talks?
There's always strategic talks. It's Survivor, right? Every day we have strategic talks. Every hour we have strategic talks. Nothing new. But once it approaches end game, you really think to start about the end. And yeah, you have to be wary of who you can beat at the end, who you can't, who you want to go with. So it's definitely a big part of the game at this point.
Nate, what are your thoughts on the end game? The strategy, what players have to do when they reach the end game, the dilemma between jury threats and big moves and stuff like that.
I definitely think it's important for everybody to, have something on their resume, but also be good in every other area, socially and stuff like that. Obviously, like a big move on your resume is attractive to some people, and so I do think a resume and building a resume is very important.
Tyler, you're shaking your head.
The resume is the oldest, stupidest trope in Survivor that people say today. The idea that you need to build a resume for the sake of it is silly. Good players get themselves in positions to win by socially positioning themselves and making vital moves, not big moves. Like, if you get to the end with little resistance, but you have great connections to the jury, that's just as good. Making a big move for the sake of making a move is silly. It doesn't increase your chances of getting to the end necessarily, and that's what moves should be for. To get yourself to the end with people that you can beat. Not just for making a big move for no reason, right? That just shakes the game, and it's why a lot of people fail at it.
All right, so Dylan, after this tribal council, there will be more jury members than players still remaining in the game. Can you just explain your thought process? How much does the jury vote at the end impact your decision tonight?
I think every decision is always going to impact the jury vote. I think the jury are definitely paying attention. We're in a position in which they want to be in. And I think every decision we make has to be justified to them in order to get myself or whoever to the very end of the day.
Stevie, how about you? I'll ask the same question. What are your thoughts on a jury vote at the end and having that balance as the game progresses from the final 5, 4, 3, and 2?
Yeah, I kind of take a little bit of what Knight said and a little bit of what Tyler said and blend it together. I think both points are fair, but
Gotta kiss butt to win the game, man. That's how you do it. Please everyone.
yeah. I'm doing what I can to get myself to the end, and I've made moves that I feel proud of, and I don't know if everyone knows about all the moves I've made. So if I get there, I'll be excited to share them.
And Luke, what are you hoping to see happen after this tribal council votes?
I am hoping to see a big player go.
All right, is anyone? Yes, Tyler.
I'm a big player, maybe it's me.
I'm a big player. Maybe it's me. Oh wait, it is me because it's 4-1.
No,
you
it's
guys
gonna,
told me.
no,
that it's
no,
gonna be
no.
this.
It's gonna be me. I'm the big player.
Okay, guys. The
All right,
plan
no,
is
it's
still
all
on.
everyone's
Guys,
doing
we're all big players at this point. Come on.
All right, watch your back, Luke. Okay.
All right.
All right, it is time to vote. Knight, you're up.
The man, the myth, the legend. Either way, if it's you or me, it's been a treat, and I loved competing against you every single second. Good game, buddy.
Hopefully I would.
I love you, brother, but I want to win the game.
If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Tyler. 1 vote, Tyler. Second vote, Knight. 1 vote Tyler, 1 vote Knight. Third vote, Knight. 2 votes Knight, 1 vote Tyler. Tenth person voted out of Survivor BC Tribulation, and the 5th member of the jury is Knight. Knight, I need you to bring me your torch.
Game night.
F's in the chat.
Knight, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go.
Thanks. What's up, guys?
You got it.
You went into the merge as the only members of Ephesus, and you make it to the final 4. Luke, how does it feel? Pink Boys finally made it
Feels
to
incredible.
the end.
I've been trying to do this for 3 years, and we finally got a group that had a decent level of IQ and could actually pull it off. So I'm so proud of these guys. Yeah, it means a lot for sure.
There used to be 14 people on this map. That was a lot more room.
Yeah, now there's 4.
Now there's 4.
Just came into this camp and made it our own.
We told you we needed to make room.
It's definitely an upgrade from that have-not camp that we stayed at for days getting bit.
I slept like a baby, you know. I'm getting pretty good at this camping thing, so no big deal. I don't know, it's just it's taken me a long time in my life to figure out who I am, and there have been points in my life where I didn't feel always accepted by the people around me, including people in high school and other people in my life, and unfortunately affected me a lot. Throughout my life, I thought that my confidence was gonna increase as I get older and get more capable and confident, but that actually hasn't happened. I've actually found in the last 10 years, I've lost a lot of my confidence, and I have a lot of deep-rooted insecurities that maybe I shouldn't have. Coming out here, I love Survivor and I want an adventure, but I was also hoping that this would help me, overcome some of these things that have held me back. And the journey is not over yet. It's going to be a lifelong journey, but this has been a great group, and the last few years of my life, like I went back to university and I found it like very challenging and difficult, and I haven't really been having a lot of fun going back to school for like the past 3 years that I've done. But coming out here, like I finally had fun again, and I'm, you know, connecting with people again, because like we all have like Survivor in common, so it's easy to kind of go from there. How mad do you guys think the jury is?
Pissed.
They're pissed.
They're pissed.
They're very pissed.
You think they would be impressed? Like we just destroyed them.
That's why they're pissed.
So I think that this experience, you know, whether I make it to the end or not, I think it's definitely been good for me, and it's helping me get closer to the person that I want to be. And you know, like Stevie Wild isn't my real name, that's my nickname, and the reason why I call myself that is because it's all about empowerment. Because naturally I do feel like I'm a little shy and reserved, but like I want to be Stevie Wild. I want to put myself out there and not be afraid. And so like that's what that is all about. And I definitely feel like I brought my wild side out this game.
I always knew this would be the final four.
From day zero.
Day zero, he knew before he came here. We're like, you know what? We need the final four. We did it!
Final
we
four
did
big
it.
boys. We
Game
have
came
one
through.
unfinished piece of business.
Alright, are you guys
All right,
ready?
boys.
Just
Ready?
like we did to the try. 1,
2, 3.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. Ta-da.
John! One more. Good night.
Bye.
You let us win a reward.
Yeah, we're hungry.
We really wanted that pizza. Eat it.
Final
Eat it.
four.
More boys.
You guys are going to draw for spots. I'm going to count down from 20. You're going to, all right,
You're in your bare feet, bud.
you're in your bare feet. You're going to put half your foot on the bench. The other half is suspended in the air like so. And you're going to be there for as long as possible. This is a variation of the Standing in the Dark challenge from season 4 that Luke competed in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Challenge starts now.
Yeah, so basically they're bare feet on the edge of a bench. On the edge of a bench, it's a willpower, how bad do you want it? Like, endurance challenge, the final 4 spot in the final 3, pretty big, we've gone 5 days, how bad do you want it?
So guys, am I safe if I drop?
Oh yeah.
I'm good?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can trust you guys?
Yes.
100%.
I don't know about that. I don't think I do. I don't know, I'd be happy if any of you winning, honestly. Thanks, same here. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna last, actually, guys. You know I can't do this kind of crap. But,
Don't knock me off.
but I won't. I'll walk in front until I get off the roof. Yeah, that's what it's like in the challenge, so I'm gonna step up. I think that's enough for me.
Tyler is eliminating himself from the challenge. Okay, you guys are coming up to 30 minutes. I'm gonna add one part to this challenge. Make it a little bit harder. Both your hands have to be on your head, and that your hands have to stay on your head the entire time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So all 3 contestants that are remaining in this challenge, not only do they have to balance with half their foot on the bench and the other half suspended in the air. Their hands, both hands, must be touching their head. Hands are removed from their head. They're out. If they fall off the bench or if they touch the bench, they're out. Dylan is out of this challenge. We got Stevie. He's still here, still surviving. We got Luke. He's still here. He's still surviving. He was very struck, very wobbling. Are you saving himself? Oh, Luke is out of this challenge. Stevie wins immunity! All right, Stevie, you've won immunity. Luke, you fell off. Good job, though, Luke. You did great.
He doesn't like it. Good job, buddy. Good job.
After almost 1 hour and 47 minutes, you got the immunity necklace.
Good job, buddy.
Alright, Stevie cannot be voted out at the final 4 tribal council, which will be tomorrow morning. You guys can head back to camp.
The challenge for me, I did surprisingly better than I thought I would. That was a very leg intensive challenge, and I just don't work out legs that much. Like, I do running and sprints, but that's like a different kind of muscle. Here it was mostly calves. I had the willpower, obviously, but I just didn't have the calf strength to pull it off, unfortunately.
It feels amazing to be in the Final Four again. I made finale. I'm very happy to be here. This might be the end of the road for me, but I have one last trick that I can pull, and hopefully it works out. So in the challenge, I dropped out fairly early. I dropped out in 14 minutes. Now, I've been actually pretty terrible in every challenge up until now. I've actually, so like, I don't want to say I threw a lot of them, because I probably was going to win a lot of them anyways, but when I figured I wasn't going to win, I decided to lose miserably. And that was including this one. I need to convince Luke and Stevie that Dylan is a really big threat to win, and voting me out now would just put him in the position in the final 3 to win one challenge, which is probably better than in challenges athletically, and he'd vote them out. If they take me, I'm so easy to beat in every challenge that they could easily just beat me and take me up for 3rd. But I have been throwing, and I can just give my shot in the final 3 challenge.
I don't know, I think I'm leaning to voting on Tyler because I want people to see that we play our own game.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards that too.
I feel like I'm satisfied with that.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to war, buddy.
We're going to war.
Break legs. Wouldn't that be sweet to win an immunity on your birthday?
Oh, that'd be incredible. Haven't been very good lately, but we'll see.
You can do it, man. You're a beast.
I do think that you would both easily defeat me in the final 3 challenge, which is like my argument to you guys, where I think I'm a lot harder time against Dylan, and one of you will not be in the final 2, and Dylan will likely win. But
if you don't think that's a threat you need to worry about, I understand that too.
I am worried about that, obviously.
Oh, but it could be like a challenge where, you know, like you don't need any physical or endurance skill, and you could win, and then me and him look like the biggest idiots ever.
Yeah, I understand the perceptions of looking like an idiot, but like I said, I do think from a numbers point of view, your guys' better odds of winning the season is if you're taking the final 3. Because you're right, it might not be physical, but it probably is, and I think you know that too. Just like probability-wise, I'm very, very likely to lose that challenge. And then one of you two win the game for sure.
I'm very torn on this next upcoming tribal because my goal was always to take Stevie and Tyler to 3. But Dylan is voting for Tyler. Tyler is voting for Dylan, and Stevie is leaning heavily towards voting Tyler as well.
Can I just talk to Luke for 1 second, Stevie?
If I choose to tie it up, that leaves me with a lot of consequences. First of all, Tyler has to make fire, and he's pretty useless at every single challenge, so... And he says he can make fire, but I don't think he can. Like, at least I'm not very confident. I know it doesn't sound very nice, but, like, Tyler, you kind of suck at everything. No offense.
100%, this is your game to win. You can win.
You think
this
so?
Yeah, I think you have this. I think you played the best game this season. You kept us 4 together.
I really appreciate it.
I think this is your time to win. I'm very happy with you winning, and you'll see in the confessionals. And I think you can actually do it, and I really hope you do. Right? I didn't come here to like say, oh no, you're making me fire. That'd be nice, but this is your time to win. Like 100%.
Yeah, I'm just
just
sorry.
Vote
man.
off Stevie. Vote off Stevie though.
Stevie?
Yeah, vote off Stevie.
You think he has the better shot?
Yeah.
Okay. Because everybody on the black tribe was like, Dylan.
That's what it looks like, but I think Dylan was tricked by Knight, and I think Stevie just has the much better story. Like, he's gonna cry like that in the final. Like, I love Stevie. He's gonna cry like that in the final tribal.
Okay.
But I would take Dylan to the end. I think Stevie will win. So, I think you can win too, but I will do my best to articulate why I think you should win, why I think you played the best game this season, man. I'm so glad to be your friend. I'm sorry what I did to you earlier on in the season.
Well, I'm sorry that I have to do this
Dude,
now.
it's fine. I get it. I get it.
Dude, like, I feel like really bad about
No,
stuff
man.
like this.
I figured you.
Like, I would never vote for you outside the 4, obviously.
Yeah, I know.
That was always my thing, like Pink Boys.
I know,
to
but
the end. But the Pink Boys made it to the end.
I know.
And now it's like I've never done this before.
You
so
need your
it's-
you need your win. You need your win. You
Yeah.
deserved it. You deserved it last time. This is your win. I've already won the game. It's fine.
Okay. I'm still not decided, and it's a really tough decision to make because I could get voted out next round, and that would really suck. All right, bring it in.
Man, you got this. You win the game, okay? It's fine. Just win the final mirror, dude. Vote up to it.
We'll see.
That's my advice.
Let's bring in the members of our jury. We have Aiden, Andrew, Jenny, Keenan, and Knight voted out at the last tribal council. Alright, so Stevie, can you just talk about when you guys returned back to camp? The Thyatira tribe has been, you know, I guess to put it bluntly, demolished. How does it? What was the celebration like at camp?
Yeah, it was a big celebration. It probably would have been a little more fun if we had maybe some drinks or some food or something. But I don't. We're all very proud of each other, and we've gotten very close. We were just reflecting on the game and thinking back to those days at the Have-Not camp where we were getting bit by all these mosquitoes, and we were just starving and miserable, and like we had this plan to get ourselves to the Final Four, but honestly, it was just a pipe dream. Like, I don't think that I can't speak for you guys, but I thought, like, I was hoping it would happen, but I didn't think it was very likely to happen. So the fact that we did it, despite a few bumps in the road, I'm really proud of us, and I think that, or I hope that we all come out of this game with a good feeling, you know, regardless of how it ends from here.
You know, I started this game off with this spiel. I started saying, sometimes when you're playing the game of Survivor, it can feel like the end of the world. And, you know, honestly, losing 10 tribal challenges, Ephesus, it definitely felt like you guys were experiencing the end of the world or the end of Ephesus. Luke, being the Final Four, all the Pink Boys 2.0, how does it feel?
You know, I thought we would have been demolished as soon as we kept losing challenge after challenge. I thought there was no hope for us, and the fact that we all managed to come back from that, I'm so proud of all these boys, and I couldn't have asked for better teammates.
All right, so Dylan, can you just talk more about the Final Four challenge? How did it go for you?
Not well, clearly. I didn't win. It was tough. I think honestly after the previous community challenge where I was squatting a lot, my legs were not going to give out. We're not going to hold much longer in that challenge. And I noticed how strong Stevie and Luke were holding, and my legs were buckling. So it was only a matter of time. I felt like I had no chance.
All right, Tyler, can we just talk about after the challenge you guys got to camp? You know, it's the four of you. You have to turn on each other. You can't. There's no other Thyatira members left to be voted out. What did you do? What did you try to accomplish?
Look, like every time, you just try your best not to get voted out. That's kind of the point of the game. Try to put someone else. You know, I come into every trouble pretty confident because I know what's going on. I'm still confident I know what's going on, but I know it's the end of the road for me. I did the best game that I could play. I'm so glad I did with these boys. It's time for me to go, though. I had a great time. I'm really happy one of them's going to be the winner. There's arguments to keep me in the game. Like, I don't think I'm going to win the final 3 minutes. But they're also terrified to go against me against the jury, which it totally makes sense. I'm blaming for it, and you know, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I'm very happy with what's going on.
Stevie, what are your thoughts on Tyler and what he has just said?
Yeah, I think it's pretty accurate. I'm considering everything, and Tyler probably would be an easier person to beat in the final challenge. Although we don't know what the final challenge actually is. And if it's a physical challenge, Tyler didn't really do the endurance challenge last night, so his legs are fresh. But yeah, if Tyler gets to the end, I feel like the jury wouldn't even hear what we have to say, and Tyler would be able to even take credit for moves that weren't necessarily his.
Luke, what are some pros and what are some cons in keeping Tyler for this tribal council?
Well, for previous tribal councils, he was the best meat shield anybody could ask for, and there's no doubt about that. For this tribal council, the pro of keeping him is obviously he sucks at everything, so he's probably gonna lose next time. The con of keeping him is that maybe it's a challenge like philosophy that he somehow pulls out the win, and then all of us look like complete idiots for taking him.
How about you, Dylan? What are the pros and cons of keeping Tyler?
I don't think there is a pro, because if it's not him, it's me. So, in my opinion, he needs to go. He's already won this game. I think someone new should win this game. We'd be stupid. We'd all be stupid to keep him. And if I get voted out and he's in the final, I would vote for him. Just because that's just Survivor 101. Don't keep a winner in the game. Don't keep a winner.
Tyler, there's been a lot of praise for you during this tribal council. You know, you've been a 3-time player for Survivor BC. You've been iconic in season 3. You were legendary in season 5, and you made it to the final 4 in season 7. Can you just sum up your entire Survivor BC experience?
Well, I mean, man, this has just been an incredible opportunity that you gave to me 6 years ago now. I never thought I would get this many opportunities to play again. I survived a total of 28 tribal councils, largely because my tribes kept losing. I pulled off some amazing blindsides with these guys, and with all of the alliances I've ever had. And look, Final 4, I'm very happy to go home at this point. I had a great time playing. I made it to the final day. No, it's been so impactful, so great. It's awesome, and you know, I didn't think I'd make it far in season 5, and then I made it decently far. Didn't think I'd make it far this time, and so now I know for sure, All-Stars, I'm definitely going to go early, so I feel like you guys don't have to worry about me at all in that season.
Alright, well, I just want to ask you three, since it seems like there's a consensus, Stevie, Dylan, and Luke, what are your thoughts? How badly do you want to win the final immunity challenge in front of everyone here? Stevie, how badly do you want to win it?
Oh, I want it bad. I don't know, I've been surprising myself and what I'm capable of. At the beginning of this game, I was targeted because people were calling me weak, multiple people on our tribe. and I feel like I've proven to them and to myself that I'm not weak. And to win one more, that would mean everything to me. So I'm gonna go hard.
How about you, Dylan?
Exact same. I feel like I need to prove not only to myself but to the jury that I deserve to be in the final. And I'm going to do my best to win it as long as they keep me here in this tribal council.
How about you, Luke?
Well, I want it bad, just like these two boys here, and it would be nice to win my first immunity challenge. You know, I've come second a couple times, but never first, and you know, it's not really an ego thing. It's more like I have to prove it to myself that I can actually do it.
And just in case something happens, Tyler, what is your plan for the next if you survive the final immunity challenge?
Well, this is a little secret to let you in. When I think I'm gonna lose a challenge, I do terribly on it on purpose, just so people think I won't win the challenges. So I was just gonna give my all in my final challenge. I don't think I'd be drawing dead. You know, catch the bag. I'm gone. Throwing a bit. So I wish you guys the best of luck. And if I stay, I'll try to win immunity. I'll vote off whoever, because I don't think it will matter. Yeah, but I wish these three boys best of luck. I had a great time. And I just wish I was voted out before I had to sleep here another night. That's the only regret I have.
Alright, Pink Boys 2.0, you are the final four, and they're going to do the Tribal Council unless someone has anything else they want to say.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I appreciate that. I think I actually needed this time.
It's time to vote. Stevie, you're up.
Tyler, you're an amazing player, but I came here to win, and I've got to take you out. So everybody.
To become the king, you need to take out the king.
Take it to the end, Luke. I hope you win.
You deserve it.
Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the Tribal Council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Tyler. Second vote, Dylan. 1 vote Tyler, 1 vote Dylan. Third vote, Tyler. 2 votes Tyler, 1 vote Dylan. th person voted out of Survivor
Sorry,
BC
brother.
Tribulation.
Thanks, guys.
Member of the jury.
You guys got it.
You're a king.
Sweet, buddy. Ready? Don't cry, Jar. Don't make me cry.
Tyler, Travis Ford.
Here goes a legend.
That's it,
Well played.
Welcome to your final immunity challenge.
Woo!
Right after Tribal Council, I had you guys do the rites of passage. I gave you a plank of wood and some paints, and I told you to write down and paint your winning story. So I just want to hear your winning story for the season that you put on your plank of wood. Luke, what's your winning story?
Well, the first time I played, my tribe was an absolute disaster, and this time it wasn't. So, realistically, the story is that our tribe was a giant success, and that every person here was a valuable asset to that tribe, and we did it.
How about you, Dylan? Can you explain your plank of wood to
My
us?
artwork. My story, I feel like, starts off with me being by myself because I really did feel alone when I came into this game. The first night I got separated and I had to be by myself. says path. It's supposed to be pathos. They can't fully fit it in there because the paintbrushes are too damn thick. But this is a phrase that my best friends kind of told me before I came here. It's a quote from The Incredibles, which Edna Mode says. She says, "Fight, win." And they told me this before I came in, and if it wasn't for the pink team, I would not be where I am right now. So I'm still using those words of encouragement for my friends to keep fighting and to make it to the end.
Stevie.
So my goal for coming out here, other than to win, obviously, was I wanted to go to my comfort zone and grow as a person. And I feel like I got what I wanted coming out here in that regard. The start of my painting represents the darkness of that first night where I came in and I was so scared. It's my first time camping. I was really nervous socially, especially seeing that there's so many guys here. And that first night, I lost my sleeping bag. I couldn't find my flashlight. I was so disoriented in the woods in the dark. So it was a really scary first day. And then this growing ball of light represents all the tribulations I went through throughout the day and how I did grow and become stronger through our struggles. And toward the end, I found my strength, and I feel like I accomplished what I wanted to and things I never thought I could do, like beat a bunch of jocks in a physical challenge, for example, and fit in with a group, which has never really been my strong suit. And at the end there, I have the pink because it was through the pink boys that I was able to accomplish this.
All right. Well, the plank of wood represents your winning story if you win this season of Survivor BC, but it's also very important for your final immunity challenge. Here's how your final immunity challenge will work. You will be drawing for spots, 1, 2, 3. And then when I say go, I will count you down. You must lie down on your back. Have one foot, doesn't matter which foot, one foot completely bare feet. One of these goblets has water. Other goblet will have a candle that is lit. The goblet that has the candle that is lit inside of it, you must grip with your toes. The other goblet will be on top of the plank of wood, while you have your fist upwards. So it'll be your fist upwards like this, the plank of wood, and the goblet filled with water. My volunteers will put the goblet of water on your plank of wood all at the same time. You must hold it like this in this position. Goblet with the candle lit, gripped by the toes. Fist, plank of wood, goblet filled with water like this. If the candle that is inside the goblet that is being gripped by your toes falls off, you're out of this challenge. If the goblet filled with water falls off of the plank of wood, you are out of this challenge. If your leg that is being raised touches the ground, you are out of this challenge. And you must stay like this. Your head is on the ground, your back is on the ground, your fist is like this. You can't be gripping the plank of wood. Really?
Yeah, no, please, sorry.
And that is how the challenge will go. Any questions?
Oh my goodness.
All right, you really want us to be in pain. Okay, let's do this.
I'm still hurting from yesterday.
I know.
All right, let's grip it, and then I will count down from 10. Okay, I'll grip the goblet.
Okay.
Okay, and I will count down from 10, and volunteers will let go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Get ready. Challenge to go quickly. But this is the final immunity challenge. How much willpower do you have? Dylan is out of this challenge.
I'm down to 2.
Right. I'm going to count down from 20. I need your arm that is lifting up the plank of wood to be straight up. Right. 20, 19, 18,
Stevie's already
17,
there.
16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You can tell how much these two want it.
If it drifts, and I'm unhappy about it, I will eliminate you from the challenge. Your arm that is lifting up the plank of wood. In 30 seconds, the leg that is gripping the goblet must be bent at the knee. 30, 29, 28, 27, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so if you straighten your leg, out of the challenge. If your arm that was holding up the plank of wood bends, you're out of the challenge. If your goblet on the plank of wood falls, you're out of the challenge. No! Alright, okay, that's fine. Remember, you can't straighten your leg. It has to be bent at the knee. I'm viewing footage right now, but the challenge is still going. Yeah, I reviewed footage. Live audience. Stevie, your cup touched the ground. Luke wins immunity!
Luke wins the final immunity challenge and his first challenge, individual challenge win of Survivor BC.
First one
Luke.
this season. You okay?
How does it feel winning immunity?
Feels incredible. Honestly, like a dream come true. I never thought I would make it to the end, let alone like 4. So this is, I can't even summarize it in words. It just means a lot to me.
You will bring one of these players to the final 2. The other person will be the final member of the jury. You have a very important decision to make. Dylan, Stevie, Luke, head back to camp.
Oh crap.
Let's bring in the members of our jury. We have Aiden, Andrew, Jenny, Keenan, Knight, and Tyler voted out at the last tribal council. Alrighty. Luke, you won the final immunity challenge. Can you just describe that challenge to all of us and how did it feel winning?
That challenge was the most painful thing I've ever done. I got like pretty big, stocky legs, and keeping that off the ground is very, very difficult for a person like me. So that was very, very painful, but I'm glad I stuck it out because, you know, this looks good on me.
How about you, Stevie? Can you just describe that challenge for you and how painful it was?
No, I was really worried about the balancing at first because I didn't think I could even last a minute or two. So really surprised we were there almost an hour. But yeah, it was really painful. It was kind of like a repeat of last night. Yeah, I'm still hurting actually, but Luke, I'm so happy for you. You killed it, man.
Thank you.
Dylan, during that challenge, you unfortunately got out first. Can you just explain how that challenge was for you?
I actually thought I would have done a lot better in that challenge because balancing is usually my forte. That's my job, but mosquitoes are my kryptonite. So one went in my ear and I just flinched. And fucked up.
Well, Luke, you have a very important decision. When you got back to camp, can you just weigh us through your decision, your mindset coming into this tribal council? You have to pick either Dylan or Stevie to sit next to at the final tribal council.
You know, I love both of these guys. I think both of them deserve it, but at the end of the day, I have to pick what's best for me. And so you're thinking about which person on jury is going to vote for which of these guys, and I'm weighing that in my head. But you also have to keep in mind your alliances that you've made. So those are the two main things.
All right. Well, Stevie, can you give Luke your pitch to why he should bring you to the final Tribal Council?
Oh, my pitch would be that something we talked about doing in the past, and I feel like Dylan is a little bit closer with a lot of the jury members. He spent a little bit more time talking with them and getting to know them, and I just think that they probably respect Dylan a little bit more than they do me. If I were you, I would be more afraid to go against Dylan than I would be to go against me. And like you could win or lose either way, but if it is a lose scenario, it would be nice to be with someone where you can feel good for them and be loyal.
And how about you, Dylan? What is your pitch to Luke?
Well, I mean, Stevie kind of just said it in the sense that he's arguing that it's better if you lose to someone you were loyal to, and I think that's true. If you take Stevie to the end, Stevie wins, hands down. He has the best story. It's the whole idea of our tribe, how we went from nothing to the final four. It's literally Stevie's story. Like, Stevie never camped before. Stevie has positive relationships just as much as the people there. Like, I may have relationships with them, but I screwed them over at the same time. So, I think
we all screwed them over.
we all did screw them over, but I think Stevie has that story that is the epitome of this Survivor experience. When he was saying today about his story, I would vote for him, hands down, just because he embodies this whole season perfectly. So I think it would be a mistake to take him to the end. I think you have no chance of beating him.
I think a lot of people, when they're in the game, they're going to say whatever they can, and make threats to try to stay, right? But when they're on the jury, they'll have time to actually think about it. And I don't think that I would be any harder to beat than Dylan. And Dylan tried to get you out of the game, and you want to let someone like that who's defected from the alliance try to backstab you. You want to give them a chance to win.
Or you take someone who's going to win hands down regardless, and stay loyal to you. So that alone is more reason to pick him. More reason to pick him. I would pick him. You put me on the jury, I'll pick him. It's just Stevie has the story arc this season. That's what I was most afraid of going up against him. I don't think I can beat him.
Everything we did, Luke, we did together to get here. It's always been you and me, and we've always been there for each other.
Yeah, we have.
That's why I love Final Few Tribal Councils. Real Survivor doesn't do these anymore. It's a really tough decision. You're going to send one person to the jury and eliminate their chance of winning the $500, and you're going to sit next to the other person. It's a very tough decision. Luke, can you just walk us through what's going through your mind? I know you answered that question kind of already, but what's the number one thing that you want to focus on when you cast your votes?
Well, the number one thing that I'm considering when I cast my vote is who has better odds to win. And that should be the only thing that I think about, logically. But, I've never had to make a decision like this before, like in life or in the game. Because last season that I played, Pink Boys didn't make it far, and we never had to go past the 4. So this is like a new experience for me, and it's something that I had to figure out today.
Anyone have anything else they want to say before Luke goes up to vote?
Do you want to pick loyalty or the title? Plain and simple. Loyalty or the title. You want to win. It's not about loyalty in the end of the day. It's about winning the game. You came here to win the game, not for loyalty. And I think if you take him, you pick loyalty and you're handing him the crown. Handing him the crown.
It's just the picture that Dylan is trying to paint. Everyone has said all along that Dylan would destroy me at the end. I think Dylan has a huge chance to win. And he's been a front runner the whole time.
You've been the last 3 immunity challenges.
You won
One
2.
away.
You won 2 immunity challenges, so it's pretty similar.
But you never camped before. You went from never being outside to being the last one in this game.
Okay, guys, I'm a survival expert.
I just think it's loyalty or the title, the chance of the title. It's your pick.
You want to look back on this and feel good.
about the decision you made. And
I think you're gonna look back and want to say, did you pull a boo, or did you actually have an opportunity to win? Because I think if you look back and you landslide lose, you're gonna hate yourself. We came here to win, and I think you have a way better shot at winning than you against him. In that sense. And I'm not lying. You saying that I'm saying what I need to say to win and saying the exact same thing to keep himself winning, because he knows he has a better chance of winning. It's just the truth.
Alright, it is time to vote. Luke, because you have immunity, you are the only one who will be going up to vote. Stevie can't vote for himself and he can't vote for you. He can only vote for Dylan. Dylan can't vote for himself and he can't vote for you. He can only vote for Stevie. Those votes cancel each other out. Luke, it is time to vote. You're up.
This is by far the hardest vote I've ever had to make.
Okay, once the vote is read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I will read the votes. The 12th person voted out of Survivor BC Tribulation, and the 7th and final member of the jury is Stevie. Stevie, I need you to bring your
Sorry,
torch.
Would have won.
Stevie, the tribe is spoken.
good luck.
Time for you to go. Started with 14 players and now we are down to 2. Luke and Dylan, congratulations. You have made the final tribal council and you have gone as far as you possibly can in this game. The power is now shifted to the jury. 7 people who you either directly or indirectly voted out of the game. We will have our final tribal council. They will make their questions, they will make their comments, and one of you will be awarded the title of Sole Survivor, the $500 grand prize, and you will join the winner's circle of Survivor BC. Luke and Dylan, congratulations on making it to the final 2, the final tribal council. In a moment, I will ask you to say your opening speech as to why this jury should award you with the title of Sole Survivor and the $500 grand prize. All right, Luke, you will go up first.
Okay. Well, I wanted to start this season off completely different than the way I had last season. Last season, I made so many mistakes, I couldn't even count them. And I needed to change a lot about my game in order to be successful on this season. And I needed to have an alliance that would actually stick with me and go all the way to the end. So, before going into an alliance, I had to choose which people I wanted to work with. Now, I'm one of 4 veteran returning players that came back into the game, and I knew I would have a huge target on my back. I'm sure I was first or second on your boot order back on Black Camp, and I'm sure that I was definitely thought about for the first boot on our camp too. So I knew I had to align with a player that had an even bigger target. That's when Mr. Tyler Kakuno comes in. I used Tyler as a meat shield for the entire game. And a lot of people went to me and they wanted me to vote Tyler out. But I can't lose my meat shield because I'm next. I knew I would be next if I voted Tyler off. So I had to wait for the right opportunity. Next up, I knew I needed to find somebody that was loyal to the teeth. Someone that would never betray me no matter what, and that's where Stevie came in. He was the nicest, most loyal player I've ever met in Survivor, and I'm really grateful to you for how loyal you were. And I'm sorry that I wasn't. completely my bad there. I have no excuse, really. So I had these two people, and then obviously Dylan here joined our alliance, and we formed a tight four. We made our way through the entire game, knocking off all of you. And then once Final Four came, my job was done. Pink Boys were dominating the season, and at that point I had to take out the biggest threats. And the two people that were going to 7-0 me were Tyler and Stevie. You guys would have won, hands down. If I was in the jury, I would have voted for both of you. And I knew that, so I had to get rid of you. I knew Dylan was the only person that I even had a shot at, 50-50, and so that's why I took Dylan. Our strategy, because me and Dylan were in alliance the entire game, was pretty similar, except for that one move where he tried to take me out and failed. But other than that, completely similar gameplay. So really it comes down to social game, because immunity, he won twice, I won once. In my opinion, immunity, idols don't matter at all. I don't respect idol plays, I don't respect immunity wins. It comes down to strategy and social game. And we had pretty much the same strategy, right? So it really came down to the social play. And I formed a connection with you all, a working relationship, to the point where my name was not written down, not even a single time. And I had such a huge target on my back from day one, and I made that target completely disappear by causing chaos after chaos after chaos. It was difficult to get all the lies straight in your head, but when you pull it off, and your entire life pulls it off, you can really become something special, and that's what we did. And I know I lied to all of you, I backstabbed most of you, and you know what? I never thought I would end up doing that, but at the end of the game, it is a game, and I came here to play, and I came here to win.
All right, thank you, Luke. Dylan, please give us your opening speech.
I'm gonna stand up, and if I stutter, it's because I'm nervous and I haven't eaten and I'm tired. Okay, this is my first time playing a Survivor game. I don't play orgs. I came into this thing fucking blind, only really having watched a few seasons of this show. I knew with my friends and family telling me, like, your personality is really big, you're really talkative, you're really loud. I knew that coming in, that, like, I could be a target from the get-go just because I'm a social person. I'm a genuinely, like, social, interactive person, so sometimes I just can't shut up. And because of that, I knew that I had to work 10 times harder than anyone else coming into this game. Like, night 0, I felt like I identified 4 people that were equally as social as me. I saw Jenny, Knight, Tyler, and Stevie as 4 people that I'm like, cool, these are people that are like particularly loud and vocal. Not saying no one else was loud and vocal, but they were people that I identified from night 1. This season is like, it's called Tribulation. Day 1, I was removed from my tribe and I didn't get to spend the 12 crucial hours of sleeping, to bonding, to like work and bond with my team. So I felt like not only was I out on the vote, but I had to start from the bottom and work my way up and ensure that even though I was left out, I was still not left out of the group. When I went to the island of Tribulation the first night, I got an advantage. I didn't tell my tribe about it until the day of the merge. I told them I got nothing, I got a punishment, and my only success was that I avoided the tribal council. My advantage was that I was able to see any advantages or idols that were currently play in the game. So I could go up to Jeff and ask him to reveal to me if there were any idols currently at play in the game. My gameplay really stepped up in the merge because I knew where my position was, because I knew I was a social, talkative person, unlike Luke. I know Luke played a lot quieter of a game. He wasn't as social as I was, as loud as I was. So I knew that I already had a bigger threat on my head just because of that reason. I had to work 10 times harder. So my goal every single week was, yes, I had an alliance, but I wanted to make sure that my alliance was making the moves that benefited me at the end of the day. So that meant, after Mitch was gone, the idea was, at first, was to blindside Andrew. I did not want Andrew gone. I wanted Aiden gone. Why? Because Aiden was no benefit to my game at that point. So Aiden had to go. Nothing personal to Aiden, but it was my idea to get you out. And the only reason that other people knew about it, like Jenny and Knight, was because I filled them in on it because I wanted them to trust me after your vote off. I had another challenge, a reward where if I picked the right person to eliminate, I would get $500 cash, and if they did not go home, they would get $500. So in that round, I picked Andrew. I knew Andrew wasn't going anywhere,
but I felt that if Andrew hypothetically got 500, he would trust me going forward as opposed to not trusting me going forward. So that was a gameplay in my move. And then when Tyler told me at the end of the day that, like, these two are actually my friends, I was like, oh, good to know. Okay, Andrew has to go next because they need Tyler to be close to me. I had a really close relationship with Knight and Jenny on the other side because I knew they were going to be in charge, but I wanted Knight to work with me, so for that reason, I had to get rid of Jenny. Right after the Knight vote, or after the Jenny vote, I attempted to make a move on my own team. So that shows that not only was I willing to work with an alliance, but I was willing to be fluid in this game and make a move against the people that I was with. Because this is Survivor, and there's only one person that wins in the end, and it needed to be me to be the last one standing. So I got played by Knight, and I played him right after that and voted him out because I couldn't trust him anymore after that point. Again, I'm sitting here, Knight, at the Final Four because I felt like, he didn't get a vote cast against him because people didn't perceive him to be a threat. At the Final Four, he wasn't even an option to get eliminated. What I was. I knew it was either me or Tyler, so I had to do everything that I can to make sure that it was Tyler to go home. And then the next round, I had to make sure everything that I can. If I didn't win and he won, it was Stevie who had to go home. So I did everything I fucking could to make sure it was not me. It was always somebody else, and that people trusted me enough to keep me in this game. So, you can ask me your questions, I can clarify everything, but I fought from fucking day one. I feel like my gameplay defines the Tribulation. I came into this game, took off my blindfold, and I felt like I was already at a disadvantage right off the bat. And you may think it's because there's a bunch of guys, but I was the only dark-skinned guy, a gay guy amongst 12 white guys, and I felt like I was fucked because in societies, honestly, it's a lot harder for me to bond with people that are particularly different than me. So I fought from the beginning. I utilized my social game, and I did the best I could to make sure that I was sitting here and no one else but me. So that's my speech for now.
All right, thank you, Dylan. Okay, jury, it is time for the jury speeches. Aiden, you're up first. Can you stand right over there and
Yes, of
ask a
course.
question, make a comment?
All right. First of all, I'd like to offer my congratulations to both of you. I think you guys should be very proud of the games you played. You made it further than all the rest of us, and I think all of us feel like you should be proud and you deserve to be up there. More than the rest of us, because after all, you made it that far, right? Both of you speak to the fact that you entered the game with a certain threat level, right? Dylan, you talk about you being a very social guy, right? Luke, you talk about being a returning player who made it very far in his original season, and that puts you in a certain spotlight, right? So my question for both of you is, since you both claim to have played very similar games using someone like Tyler as like a meat shield, which one of you two had the hardest path to the final two? I'd like you both to answer.
Do you want to go first, or? Okay. I think I had the hardest path personally because I had a target right on day one. As soon as people saw that I was a returning player, boom, automatic target. Whereas Dylan could really have molded his way into the game how he chose.
Okay, and Dylan?
I felt like I had a huge disadvantage because I think when you're a returning player, it's also an advantage because you know what this game entails. He's worked on production. He's played this game before. He knows the steps that go involved in this game. I had no fucking clue going in. I also had to sleep by myself for an entire night. I was removed from my tribe. He got to spend the night with the tribe and bond over a vote, and I did not. I was left out of that. So I felt like going in, I don't think we played a similar game. I didn't use Tyler as a meat shield. I used multiple people as a shield. I knew that my ass was next if someone else wasn't going before me. So I felt like, personally, I did have a huge disadvantage. I had to sleep alone. I had to fucking fend off coyotes on night one. Yes, I'm a social person. I'm loud, I'm talkative, and I know in a game like Survivor, when you're loud and talkative, it can get you in shit. But I made sure that I was likable. But that's because I was just being authentically myself, which is what my coworkers told me to do, told me to just be yourself. So.
I just have one more question for Dylan, actually. My perception is you played a much flashier game than Luke, right? You made a lot more moves. It didn't always work, right? Which might work against you tonight. Whereas Luke, you were more loyal, more steady, and perhaps it maybe didn't make you as visible, but at the end of the day, you're right, you didn't get a single vote for you the entire game. So Dylan, I'm wondering, is there any move in particular that didn't work that you perhaps regret or you would have done differently, or any move that you would have worked a little. You would have hoped would have worked a little bit better.
Yeah, the final 6 where Keaton got eliminated. Knight came up to me and approached me and said, like, why don't we flip? Let's do something else. And for a hot minute, I believed him, and I was like, this is an opportunity for me to make a move. I think the difference, though, is that even though I made a move that didn't work, the idea was, yes, let's get rid of Luke, but I didn't write Luke's name down. I didn't. I wrote Knight's name down, just in case Knight's idol was fake and Knight would go home. So I didn't really necessarily make a move to target Luke. But in that case, even though my move didn't work, I feel like the fallback from it would have meant that I was gone next. So I should have been gone 5th. And I feel like the fact that I managed to flip that and get rid of Knight, Tyler, and then Stevie, as opposed to my alliance not trusting me, is a testament to my gameplay. They should have gotten rid of me when I turned on them. And yeah, it failed, but I managed to not have any fallback from it. I'm still sitting here, and they're over there.
All right, okay. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Aiden. Andrew, you're up next.
All right. So I don't really have a question prepared for you guys. So no, I'm kidding.
It's in the rule book.
Yeah. So I just want to say, yeah, Aiden's right. Congratulations, you guys made it. And you're both wearing your pink buffs, which is really nice. You guys were always loyal to your tribe mates, from what I could see, and you wanted to keep them around for a long time. So my question is, fuck, marry, kill Luke, Tyler, and Stevie.
I'm gonna kill you.
There goes my vote.
Yeah, Stevie, obviously he wants me to fuck. No, I'd marry Stevie. I would fuck him, and I would kill Tyler. But I would kill Tyler very slowly because I feel like it'd be funny with everything he says to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, Aiden did ask you what was your biggest regret in this game, or, what was your blunder?
Killing Tyler.
Yeah,
Killing Tyler.
right there. Yeah, that was it.
I don't think I had a blunder.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I did have a blunder, but at the end of the day, it worked.
Yeah. Luke, do you think you blundered in this game, or do you think this was a perfect game for you?
I think this is a perfect game for me. Every single person that I wanted to go home went home every single time. And I don't think I made any mistakes.
Dylan, what about you?
Well, I think the people went home because partly it was my decision. I was involved in the decision making. I feel like in the Aiden vote, that was my idea. In like your elimination, it was partly because of the Aiden vote that you were next to go. Like, it went his way because as a group, but like a lot of the time I was the one making these decisions on who had to go home. Like, he could have decided to keep Stevie. I told him not to keep Stevie. That's why I'm sitting here and not Stevie.
Luke, do you think that's true?
That is not true at all. He had absolutely no influence before the merge, and even after the merge, it was me and Tyler calling the shots, not him.
That's why when Tyler was calling the shots, Tyler's friends wouldn't be sitting over there. And they are.
Yeah, because me and Stevie took out Andrew instead of Tyler. That's how it went.
I voted for Andrew too. So did Jenny, because I told Jenny to vote for Andrew over Tyler.
All right.
I just think we both played similar but different games in the sense that I feel like I was a little more vocal in who I wanted to get eliminated. I was more vocal with everybody in general. So.
And I felt like I had more control than him the entire game.
Interesting. Role play, guys. Okay, that's all I got.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Jenny, you're up next.
Yes. I just want to say congratulations to both of you. I think you guys played an amazing game. That's why you guys are here and we're not. New player, returning player, amazing job. So my question to you guys, what are your strengths and weaknesses, and how did you use that? How did you utilize that throughout the game to get to where you are now?
My strength was always loyalty coming into this game, but I knew my real strength was being able to form a connection with all of you and being able to use that. That was my biggest strength because it allowed me to never be on the chopping block. Whereas my weakness is definitely
knowing when to talk and knowing when to not talk. I know I come off as quiet, but I am a very strategic person, and a lot of people like that are quiet because you blunder if you talk too much, and Dylan did blunder quite a few times.
Okay.
Strength. I think my strength is that I'm genuine. Like, I'm always 100% myself to everybody. I don't think I was ever fake to anyone. If I made a fucking stupid joke, I was being 100% myself, because I felt that the only way that I can gain people's trust is if I was just always authentically Dylan. Like, I'm confident in who I am, and it took me a long fucking time to get to where I am in this level of confidence in myself, where, my personality is my strength, I think. I'm not fake, I don't bullshit, I'm just me all the time. And honestly, that could be a weakness. In a game like Survivor, that is a weakness, because people look for personalities like that. Like, yeah, I made mistakes, but, like, I'm still sitting here. At the end of the day, something worked. And I think my personality has a little bit to do with that. Like, I was always genuine with everyone. I genuinely liked everybody here, so I wasn't fake. I think that's my strength and weakness at the same time.
Yeah, that's it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Jenny. Keenan, you're up next.
Right on cue. Awesome job, dudes. It's never easy to make it this far. My first person I'm going to talk to is Dylan. You and I have a lot in common. We wanted to be ourselves in this game. Luke, you and I also had a lot in common. But we're going to go to Dylan first. So, we're eccentric. We're funny. We're likable. I know I did not get a chance to talk to you, and that's a huge regret I have in this game.
Mine.
But, however, you pet a dog out here. You pet a dog. A vicious pit bull. This guy, Tyler Kakuno. You pet him, he snapped at the final 9 when he scribbled down your name. He snapped. When we thought you had learned your lesson, you pet that dog again, not knowing what he was going to do. In The Lion King, Rafiki says you can run for the past or you can learn from it. You took a large risk pairing with Tyler, and at the same time that you did turn on him, it was inevitable. So did this guy. However, I'm going to give you a little bit of a shot, and my vote's locked on Luke right now, but the lock can be broken. Here's the ammunition to, this is a very simple question, and this is your bust the lock question. Why do I give you my vote?
Why you like over Luke?
And you only make an answer direct to that question. Why do I give you my vote?
Because I think I played a better game than Luke. I think I encompassed the game of Survivor Tribulation. I feel like I had the biggest obstacles. I did partner with the dog, but I made sure that the dog's pets were friends were shot out so that the dog was working with me and me only. I think I played a far better game than Luke.
Time will tell if that's going to work, but Luke, let's go to you.
Sure.
Let's go to you. So, what we had in common? So, I mean, there's one promise we made to each other that actually did stick true. You did not write my name down, and I didn't write your name down.
Yes.
You were loyalists. And, I could be up there. I would be up there with you at 2 if it hadn't been for that guy right there. But, honestly, what we had in common? We were the loyal liars of this game. That you played the game I desired to play. I played the loyal liar game like you did. I was the loyal liar of Thyatira. You were the loyal liar of Ephesus. And you knowingly used. You were the one who used Tyler's meat shield. You were the one on Tyler's shoulders. And you were frankly using him. That was going to be my meat shield. Admittedly, I was the loyal liar to Knight and Jenny. And eventually, when it came down to 4, they would get that freaking axe. And you'd be with me. So, for you playing the card of the loyal liar that I wanted to play so bad, you rock But you will find out. You will find out if he busted the lock when the votes are read.
Sounds good.
Good question, buddy.
All right, Keenan. Thank you. Go Knights.
Okay. Hard act to follow. Hi. Congrats to both of you. I see you as like vastly different players. I respect both your games immensely. I guess my first question is, at Final Five, were either of you actually willing to vote out Tyler, or was that just smoke and mirrors?
Smoke and mirrors.
Okay. Who played the better social game, in your opinion, of the two of you? Like, I want each of you to answer this, but like, who do you think played the better social game? Who do you think played?
I think I personally played the best social game because I could have got rid of him if I wanted to.
At what point?
At any point.
Okay.
I had enough connections going with the tribe that I could have got rid of him at any time, pre and post merge.
Okay. What about you?
Well, I think I definitely played a better social game. In my opinion, like, my gameplay was that he couldn't get rid of me because my social connections were more authentic than his. I know I connected with you and Jenny on night 0, and I knew that going into the merge, I had at least you two to help me out going forward. And I knew that I had a solid floor, and I know that his loyalty meant that he was not going to flip. I was more likely to flip than he was because of the way the game is, and I knew that if I had to take a shot, I had to take a shot.
Right.
But I think socially wise, my game was a lot stronger than his because I had to work, I feel like, 10 times harder than he did.
Right. Luke, I feel like you had like a lot of really strong connections on Ephesus. Do you feel like you blended with the Thyatira people at all? Do you think socially you were better than Dylan at blending with the other tribe, or you just kept your social connections to that one tribe only?
Obviously, my strongest social connections were on my tribe, clearly. But I did build good social connections with this tribe. And, like, even looking at Keenan, like, I would have worked with him if I had the opportunity to. But, of course, being a loyal soldier that I am, I had to get rid of all of the black tribe, unfortunately. I really liked Andrew. We had the fitness thing going on. But we just had no room because I wanted to be Tyler's closest, right? And you guys obviously were, so I had to get rid of you. And it's nothing personal, but I did try to form connections with everybody on the Black Tribe, but I just couldn't work with you guys.
Okay, cool. That's it for me.
All right, thank you, Knight. All right, Tyler.
Tough act to follow.
You're next.
Very good.
All right, woof woof, boys.
Oh, God.
So I just want to start saying, I'm just gonna kind of like pick apart of like what you guys have been saying and things like that. So Dylan, I'm gonna start with you. I think you've been articulating your game very well so far, but I think it's a lot of sophistry, which is a nice word for BS. I think there's a few things that you said about post-talk and post-rationalization for what you did and mistakes you did making the game. You at one point said in here that you made no blunders, and then I made a laugh. I'm like, well, I did. Because obviously when you flipped to Knight, you were manipulated by him, you were played by him. That was not a successful move. And then you kind of claimed, well, I was never actually going to vote Luke. I didn't really want him to go, blah, 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 blah. But it's hard to trust that, because from a simplistic version, you probably did want Luke to go. Your move was probably to get rid of Luke, and it just failed. You also said at one point in this game that you put a bounty on Andrew to get $500 if he was voted out of the game. Now, that seems like you would want him gone, and you pushed for him really hard. And Stevie and Luke can attest for that. You were pushing for Andrew very hard, and I was the one protecting him. And then you sit here and say, in the final trouble, well, I never actually wanted Andrew to go, because I wanted Andrew to get the $500 so he could be rewarded and built to me. So it seems like you just lied and BS'd here us at the final tribal. So I think that's what you're doing. I think you know your game is a bit weaker than it is, and so you're using these BS lies and post-hoc rationalizations. Because Luke, myself, and Stevie can confirm the stories. You wanted Andrew gone that scenario. You did eventually flip to Aiden after I pushed for a long time. So I want to know why you are BSing us and just doing like post-hoc rationalizations in the speech.
Well, I'm not BSing because you didn't want Aiden gone because he's your friend. I'm the one that suggested to go to Aiden because we felt that.
All right, wait, okay, stop.
No, wait,
that's a red herring. That's not what I'm asking. You wanted Andrew gone first. Sure, I don't want Aiden gone, but you originally wanted Andrew gone.
You're right, I did want Andrew gone, but because the risk that Keenan had a human immunity idol and Keenan and Andrew kept walking off together.
So you wanted Andrew gone originally, you agree?
No, I did not want... Andrew was the original plan of everyone.
No, Andrew was the original plan when you wrote his name down on post on Pathos Island.
It wasn't my original plan. Because
So
I
you
knew-
wrote it. So you wrote down Andrew's name.
You have
That you
to
get
let
a
me-
$500.
You have to let me talk too, Tyler.
I know,
You
but
don't answer the question.
my issue is that you're going away. You're sidetracking, and that's
I'm
what.
not
No, you are. That's
no,
what.
no,
So
because
that.
the whole idea was that we were supposed to go after Andrew, but the whole plan wouldn't work because the possibility of Keenan giving his idol to Andrew. That's the reason why. No, that's the reason why. No, that's the reason why we went after Aiden.
That is
Because
irrelevant.
Aiden-
That is irrelevant to what I'm saying. I am saying.
I think you're just butthurt that you're sitting there and not here.
Yeah, that's it. So what I'm saying is, in the final night,
Yeah.
night 1 immunity, he sent you to Pathos Island, correct? Do you agree with that statement?
Correct.
Okay. Whose name did you write down for the $500 bounty? Just give me a name. Andrew. So thus, you would want Andrew gone. Then Luke, did he not push for Andrew to go that round?
You did.
So yeah, you pushed for Andrew to go
And
that
then
round.
what did I do
You
after?
no. You originally wanted Andrew to go, then you changed your mind. But you said to us that you only did that so Andrew would get the $500 and trust you. So you lied here at the final tribal council.
I'm not lying.
That is a lie though, because you wanted him
But
gone
you
originally,
don't-
but you said you never wanted him gone.
You
That's
don't
what you
know-
said.
But you don't know what I was thinking about in the worst case scenario. I knew that if Andrew didn't go, he got 500 and I could utilize
But you
that
said that
to
was your
help him.
plan originally.
Yeah, but I knew that
So,
if-
but it wasn't your plan originally because you originally wanted him gone. That's why you wrote down his name.
You have to let me finish. You keep over talking, and I know what you're trying. You're not Bill O'Reilly here. Like, you have to let me talk. The whole idea is that in the worst case scenario, that Andrew did not go home, he got 500, and that was a benefit to me because he was only. I asked Jairo, I was like, if he gets it, does he know it's because I wanted him gone? And no, he knew no. So I knew that he would get the 500, knowing it would come from me, not knowing that I wanted him out because he got the 500, and I failed to do so. But that's why I said in the worst case scenario when we flipped to get rid of Aiden, because Aiden was the only person that I felt like I didn't want Jenny gone, I didn't want Knight gone. The risk of Keenan having an idol was too real, and the risk of Keenan playing it on Andrew was too real. So Aiden was the next person to go because they would not suspect Aiden. The only reason Aiden found out was because you told him that Aiden was the new plan. Which Aiden was my idea. That was my idea to get rid of Aiden. After I knew, you're right, that my plan to get out Andrew was wrong.
So-
I'm not saying that I didn't blunder.
Yeah, I
blundered.
agree. I agree with
I
that. Yeah, you
blundered, but
blundered
I-
a lot in this game. We all agree with that. The jury's discussed that.
I blundered a lot, but I made up for it in my fallback. I made sure that I wasn't next, even though I made a blunder. And that's what I'm saying is the testament, is that regardless of his attempt to not make moves, maybe like I was doing, I made sure that I came back from
So
my
you made your
fallback.
path harder on purpose.
No, I made my path. Yeah, you're right. I made my path hard.
On purpose,
Tribulation, and I'm still here.
So
because
you
I
think
was-
a better game is to make a path more difficult than easier? You think that's a better
I
idea?
think it's a testament to my gameplay.
So you think
that
if I'm
I
if
made
I'm
a harder
going, if
game
I'm
for
going
myself
for a
and I
drive,
still
should I go
got
for a longer, harder drive or a shorter, easier one?
I think you should do whatever you want. But I think that regardless of the situation that I made it difficult for myself, I still found a way to get out of the hole I made, even though I made a hole. So
Yeah,
yes,
you made
this
a
game
hole. And
is,
Luke made no holes, right?
because Luke was not willing to do anything. Luke was willing to go with the flow of what you and Stevie wanted, and I was not willing to do that. I
And is
wanted
he in the
to
final
make,
two?
You're right, he is.
With no holes. And you have holes in your game.
You're right.
And it's very clear. So, no, my issue with
But I mean, this game is Survivor's Tribulation, not Survivor Safety. It was Tribulation, and I had Tribulation. And unfortunately, I did make blunders, but I corrected my blunders immediately after I made them. Immediately.
So what I was originally saying, I just felt like you lied about the
I didn't
Andrew
lie.
situation. You did. You it seems clear to me. It's a bit of inconsistency in your part, but I do think you played a good game overall. And I'm not just because I'm bitter that you guys got me out.
No, it's okay.
Like I'm just saying, I wasn't going to ask you this, but I did feel that a bit of your stuff was post hoc in rationalization. And as someone who's played 3 times, I feel like, and I think we can all attest this, when you play the game, you feel like we're just doing the best we can in each round. We're not doing all these big multi-lever plans like, I'm doing this for a shield and this will work way down the line. We're just doing the best we can each round. And I feel like when players say to me, oh yes, I had this all planned the whole time, I knew this would happen, I usually feel it's probably BS. Sometimes we get lucky, sometimes we get unlucky, and it's how we react. Alright, Luke. So, it's true, you weren't trying to make any moves this game. You used me as a shield, but you didn't actual player than you, and I can get more moves done. I think that's true. But there are players on this jury who care about resumes and the moves that you need to be made. Now, you and I both agree that's a stupid philosophy, but I'm going to give you a chance now to explain to them why that shouldn't matter, or maybe it should and you should have made up for that.
I don't think resumes matter at all, personally. I don't think making big moves is the way to go. I'm an old school Survivor player. My favorite seasons are the first couple where, it's all old school, no new school stuff going on. And yeah, I don't think it matters, personally. I think you should play the best game that you can. And Yeah, resumes making a big move just to make a big move doesn't make any sense to me. And
Especially when it puts a hole in your game.
yeah, and he didn't make any big moves because we made everything together. So like, what's really on his resume that's not on mine? I don't see
Clearly, he's
anything.
implying that I made big moves because he's saying, "Can you tell them what big moves you made?" Because you didn't make any.
Yeah, but they were unsuccessful big moves. But good enough. That's a good answer. I
They're
think
still
I'm done.
sitting there. So they were successful in a sense. 'Cause I
Yeah, no, you're more successful than me, but you have to
Yeah,
be
I
more
know.
successful than him.
Yeah, and I'm
Right?
saying
There's only
that I
one
think
winner.
I am. I'm saying that I think I'm more successful.
I guess I'm I wish you the best of luck. And I don't want you to get emotional. I'm not
No,
trying to
it's
be mean
okay.
here, man.
It's okay.
I really don't. It's methodical. I'm sorry. I don't
It's okay.
mean to be upset. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Tyler. All right, Stevie, finish us off.
Water.
Congratulations, Pink Boy. So happy for you. Okay, what do I want to ask? I want to know about both, for both of you, I want to know about all the final 2 deals that you had throughout this game. We'll start with Luke so we can give Dylan a moment.
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I had a final 2 with you. I had a final 2 with Tyler. I had a final 2 with Matt. And I had a final 2 with Keenan.
Holy moly. Okay. And Luke, at what point in the game did you realize that, or was your final 2 with me ever real? And if it was, at what point did you realize that I was going to destroy you at the end?
Yeah, my final 2 was completely real with you up till we got to the 4. And at that point, you had 1 challenges, you had this story, and you were going to destroy me. You would have absolutely won. If I was on the jury, I would have voted for you hands down without even thinking. So you had to go at that point. But at the start, when I first made that final 2 deal with you, it was genuine, and that was the plan.
Okay, and the other ones you had that you mentioned, those ones were fake from the beginning?
Yeah, I was never taking Tyler to 2.
What the hell?
Sorry, man.
I forget.
Sure, and then Dylan, can you tell me about all the final 2 deals that you had throughout the game?
So I talked about final 2 with Tyler. I talked about final 2 with Knight, but the only final 2 deal I made was with you. You were the only person that I said I will guarantee go to the end.
So would you actually have gone to the end with me if you'd won that final challenge?
I literally did think about it in that sense of, can I beat you in the end? I didn't think I could, but I stayed up all night thinking about whether or not I would hurt your feelings to take to the end.
Absolutely. I know I hate to ask this when you're so upset, so you can take a minute if you want, but Dylan does have the unique experience on the cast of being a double minority. So I was kind of curious if you could enlighten us at all on how that affects your life and if it affected this game for you at all.
Well, okay. Going in the game, I felt like, yeah, I'm gay. Yeah, I'm POC. So when the blindfolds were lifted and I saw there was 12 white guys, I kind of felt like I was fucked. Which is part of the reason why I wanted to go with Jetty and you. I'm sorry I'm getting emotional. I'm just so tired and hungry. But, I felt like I had a really hard time because I felt, in life it's harder for me to connect with people that are different, and I've had struggles going in my life being colored and being gay. And, it's something that my mom always worried about for me. And, when the blindfolds were lifted, I literally thought I was fucked because it was me versus 12. And I felt so alone and screwed, and that's one of the reasons why I said to Jenny, I think night 1, I said, we're the only 2 people of color here. And I did really feel fucked. I honestly felt fucked because, like in life, it's just it's an upward battle all the time. And I thought the odds were just stacked against me. And that's why I felt like I had to try 1,000 times harder than everyone else, because I just felt like I had to work harder to make connections with people. And the Survivors it's a microcosm of the real world, and I felt like I just had to fight harder than anyone else, which is totally unfair, like it is in real life. But it was hard. It was very hard and very difficult. So of course I made blunders along the way because, like life, it's just the struggles that I continue to deal with on a daily basis, and they were just replicating in the game. But
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to bring that up because that's kind of an aspect I don't know if everybody has considered. Luke, as a returning player in the game, do you think that that helped you or hindered you?
As a returning player, it hindered me. I would have had way more opportunities if I wasn't a returning player. I think having a target on your back as soon as you enter the game is just not very good. And historically, people like that go out right away. So I'm very surprised that I survived this long.
Okay, thanks for that. And I'd like to just pull a quick Brett, and I'd like to know where each of you would bring me on a bro date.
We're going to Davy Street.
Love it.
I would bring my puppies over and we'd have a puppy play date.
Sounds fun. Thanks, boys. Good luck.
All right, thank you, Stevie. All right, thank you, Jerry, for the jury speeches. All right, it's time for the closing speeches. Luke, because you started, we will have Dylan end the final travel. Luke, you do your closing speech.
Well, I know I'm not as talkative as Dylan. I know I'm more stoic. My posture is fine. But I did think that I played the better game in general. I think strategically, I could have got rid of him at any point in the game, especially pre-merge. I was the one making the moves with Tyler and Stevie, and he had much less influence than all of us. And even though, you know, my game isn't flashy, right? It's very basic, it's very old school. I still think I played a great game, and I think I deserve to win. And regardless how all of you vote, I hope we can still be friends. I know I was very bitter on Season 4, and I wasn't friends with everybody on my cast, but I really hope that we can actually all be friends when this is over.
Thank you, Luke. Dylan?
I just hope you guys believe that my game was legitimate. Like, I just felt like I had upward battle. I'm not giving you crocodile tears. I'm fucking tired. I'm hungry. I'm exhausted because I had to work from the beginning. And I really think I played a fucking good game. I really did. I made flashy moves because I feel like I had to in order for people to take me seriously in this fucking game. So I hope you pick me. I really fucking think I killed it, and I think I played a really fucking hard game, and I tried and I fucked up a bunch of times, but I made up for it every time I fucked up. So I hope you pick me.
All right, thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Luke, for the final tribal council. It's time now for the jury votes. Jury, one by one, you go up into the voting booth and cast your vote for a winner. So the person that you write down is the person that you want to see win. All right, Aiden, because you're the first member of the jury, you will go first. Aiden, for the last time, it is time to vote. You're up.
Do you guys have a coin? Can I flip a coin? I have no idea.
I think you played an amazing game, and it's a game that, like, it's really hard to play when you're just being authentically yourself. If people lie, that's easy, but if you can be yourself and win this game and be at the bottom, at the end, that's amazing. So good job.
This was the biggest photo finish you've had in Survivor BC history.
This is like really close for me.
You played a phenomenal game. I think you deserve it. You're a great friend. And if it wasn't me, I'm really happy it's you.
Right, final two, jury, thank you so much for an amazing season of Survivor BC. It's time for the jury vote. Remember, you want to see your name on the ballot. First vote, Luke. One vote, Luke. Second vote, Dylan. One vote, Luke. One vote, Dylan. Third vote, Luke. 2 votes, Luke. 1 vote, Dylan.
Oh yeah.
Fourth
Yeah.
vote, please no talking. Fourth vote, Dylan. 2 votes, Luke. 2 votes, Dylan. Fifth vote, Luke. 3 votes Luke, 2 votes Dylan. 6th vote. Dylan. 3 votes Luke, 3 votes Dylan. The winner of Survivor BC Tribulation is Luke. Hey, Luke, come on over here. Congratulations, you are the 7th winner of Survivor BC. Let's look at that camera. 7th winner of Survivor BC. Here's your $500 grand prize.
Thank you so much. I'm going to take this right to the bank.
Let's go!
I've wanted this for a really long time, and this is honestly like a dream come true. So thank you to each and every one of you for being a part of this cast. It means a lot to me.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday! Best birthday present ever?
Yeah. No, this tops the cake.
And thank you.
That's the corn.